Get some instant analysis. Welcoming UFC Hall of Famer Rashad Evans. Charles Oliveira is the new UFC lightweight champ. Michael Chandler in control in round one, Rashad, and then Oliveira blitzed him to open the second round, finished him in 19 seconds. Your reaction is what?
Oh, man, everything was going so good for Michael Chandler. I mean, the way that he was moving in the first round, he was doing everything right, closing the distance, mystifying the real depth of his distance, being able to have some rolling nice left hooks, having some good power with those rolling shots too. And he was able to catch Oliveira early and often and really on his feet. It was looking as if like he was having his way with him. But that's the thing. When he was having his way with him the first round, he came out in the second round a little bit too relaxed, and Charles Oliveira was able to make some headway with a very nasty left hook. Oliveira keeps his elbows in really tight because he likes the Muay Thai style with those elbows coming inside and overneath. But it also fares really well too to throw really fast, snappy left hooks, as you've seen there when he caught Michael Chandler. But great fight by both guys. I knew somebody was going to get knocked out, but I mean, just the streak that Charles Oliveira is on is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, who can challenge this guy right now?
Exactly. And you lead me to that point right here. He said he was going to knock out Chandler, and he delivers on his promise, wins the vacant UFC lightweight title on a 9-fight win streak, 8 of them via stoppage. Rashad, what have you seen from Oliveira during his run to the championship?
Well, I've seen that he can adapt. I've seen that he can also put pressure on. He can fight in almost any kind of style. You know, before he was more or less just a guy who likes to take guys down, and he can catch you with jiu-jitsu. But his stand-up has rounded out so well, and he's so tough in other areas where you just cannot count on him just being so effective on the ground. Now he's dangerous with the stand-up, and not for nothing. Now he's showing that he has power with his stand-up, showing with that nice, nasty left hook. This guy is dangerous all around. I mean, I don't know who can challenge him. I mean, it's going to be great to see him versus Justin Gaethje, but at the same time, I mean, this guy is. I didn't see it coming. That's what I'm so surprised about. I did not see him coming, beating Michael Chandler like this. I did not.
So what I heard there, you think Oliveira is going to face Justin Gaethje next?
I mean, I think that'll be the best fight for him. I think, you know, Justin Gaethje's been waiting in line. You know, he feels like he was kind of shorted not getting that fight with for the championship, but you know, Justin Gaethje's been training and he's been feeling pretty good. So I think this matchup is the one that makes sense. I mean, it's going to be a banger no matter what.
If it's not that, then maybe he faces the winner of Poirier-McGregor when they fight in July. If that's the fight, how does Oliveira match up with either one of those guys?
Oh my goodness! Against Poirier and McGregor, it's going to be pretty interesting. You know, McGregor is such so nasty and devastating with that left hand, but at the same time, he doesn't have the durability anymore. It seems to be in his last couple of fights, or his last fight, I say, with Dustin Poirier, didn't look like he had the durability anymore to take something like Charles Oliveira can bring. But I think the Dustin Poirier fight is a very interesting fight. But Dustin Poirier has shown that he is so battle tested in his last few fights, going against the who's who, and really just showing that he can dogfight with anybody. So that's a matchup that I would love to see as well.
No, that'd be pretty spectacular. We'll take either one of them. It doesn't matter because this lightweight division, as you know, is stacked, and that's where we stay in the co-main event. And, well, it's unfortunate here for Tony Ferguson. He did fight his way out of submission, but ultimately loses to Dariush via unanimous decision. Rashad, after a 12-fight win streak, Ferguson has now lost 3 in a row. How do you explain his fall? He went from dominating his opponents to getting dominated.
You know, it only takes one fight. You know, that I always would say, you know, sometimes you go into a fight and you will say, you never know how you're going to come out on the other end of that fight. And I believe it was a fight with Justin Gaethje at the end of the fight where he took a nice shot and he kind of shook it off. You kind of felt like, I kind of felt watching it like he was not going to be right after that. And he hasn't been right after that. You know, his confidence was shaken, but not pep in a step like he used to have before. So, you know, it's, I don't like to say it, but it's looking like it's about that time, you know, when the fight gods leave you and you know, the fighting spirit has left you, there's really nothing left to do. I mean, the fight stays in you as an athlete, as a fighter for the longest time. That's the last to leave, but when the fighting spirit leaves you and it's just no longer there, then you have to walk away.
Well, that look on his face said it all, right, Rashad? I mean, when they raised the hand of Dariush and Ferguson, just kind of, the look on his face, it just kind of, he realized, hey, this might be the end.
Yeah, I've been there before. I've been there a few times, and one time in particular, I think about when I fought Glover Teixeira, and I just remember just that feeling. It's such a vacant feeling, like, man, something's missing, and it's really hard to put your finger on what's missing because you fight for so long, and you have like this passenger with you, and then when the time gets tough, it just kicks into gear, and the next thing you know, the fight's over, and you performed. But when you can't hit that other part of yourself, and it's just no longer there anymore, it's a very sad feeling. But when it's gone, you feel like it's gone. You feel it.
First fight on the main card was wild. Edson Barboza knocked out Shane Burgos in the third round. It was a delayed knockout where Burgos stumbled back to the cage and just dropped. You ever seen that before?
I have never seen that before, but I can imagine how it happens, because when you get caught with a shot, a lot of times it's your legs that just kind of goes numb, and then your brain is still there, but your legs go numb, and you're just like, I can't feel my legs. And when you can't feel your feet, and then you try to move, it feels like the earth is moving underneath your feet, and you just can't grab your feet, and before you know it, you're on the ground. It's a very weird feeling, and I know Burgos was probably like in there mentally and just probably had little spaces of things getting blacked out for him. But very unfortunate, man, very unfortunate for him.
Wild ending to that. But the big takeaway of the night: Charles Oliveira, the new UFC lightweight champ. Rashad Evans breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Rashad, great stuff as always, my man. And for all things combat, check out Morning Combat with Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell. You can watch the series on YouTube. You can also listen to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Morning Combat, download and follow today.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.